In this compelling video, we delve into a topic that resonates deeply with many: the vital actions and awareness that can determine the health and well-being of those over the age of 70. You might be surprised to learn how certain simple activities or lack thereof can significantly impact one's physical and mental state. But before we explore this crucial information, I want you to focus on a story that illustrates the importance of remaining active and engaged as we age. Meet Mr. Henry, a vibrant 72-year-old who has always been known for his athleticism and zest for life. He spent his younger years running marathons, hiking mountains, and engaging in community sports. His laughter would echo through the neighborhood as he played catch with his grandchildren or coached the local youth soccer team. Yet, after his wife passed away 2 years ago, Henry felt the weight of loneliness begin to sink in. At first, he kept up with his daily routines. He would wake up early, brew his favorite coffee, and watch the sunrise from his porch. But as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, a subtle shift occurred. The once lively conversations with his friends dwindled. The phone calls became less frequent, and soon, the only company he had was the ticking of the clock. Henry found himself spending more time indoors, watching television instead of going for walks or engaging in hobbies he once loved. A recent study from the University of California revealed a startling connection between physical health and social engagement among older adults. It found that seniors who maintain an active lifestyle and social connections are not only happier, but also face lower risks of chronic illnesses. Henry had unknowingly begun to drift into a world of isolation, and that isolation began to take its toll. One chilly autumn afternoon, Henry sat in his living room, wrapped in a blanket, flipping through old photo albums. Each picture brought back memories of adventures shared with his late wife hiking in the Rockies, dancing at their 50th wedding anniversary, and laughter-filled family gatherings. A pang of longing struck his heart. "What happened to the man I used to be?" he whispered to himself, staring out the window at the vibrant colors of fall leaves that seemed to mirror the vitality he once felt. As the sun began to set, Henry's daughter Emma decided to pay him a visit. She had noticed her father's gradual withdrawal and was concerned. When she arrived, she found him in the same spot he had been all day, a far cry from the active father she once knew. "Dad, let's go for a walk," she suggested, her voice filled with warmth and concern. Henry hesitated, a part of him wanting to refuse, but something inside him stirred. He missed the feeling of fresh air on his face and the crunch of leaves underfoot. With a deep breath, he accepted her invitation. As they stepped outside, the cool breeze wrapped around them, and Henry instinctively felt a sense of renewal. They walked through the neighborhood, chatting about life, family, and all the little things that seemed to matter so much. Emma, ever the observant daughter, noticed the spark returning to her father's eyes. "You know, Dad," she began, "there's a community center nearby that offers all kinds of activities for seniors. You could join a walking club, or even take a painting class." Henry chuckled, imagining himself in a painting class. "I don't know about that," he replied. But Emma persisted. It could be a great way to meet new people and get active again. That evening, as Henry lay in bed, he couldn't shake off the feeling of excitement that had blossomed during their walk. Perhaps it was time to reconnect with the world outside his four walls. He remembered how much joy he had found in helping others, teaching kids to play soccer, coaching them on the field, and sharing life lessons. The thought of returning to that life filled him with a sense of purpose. The following day, Henry made his way to the community center that Emma had mentioned. As he entered, he was greeted by the sound of laughter and chatter. The atmosphere was vibrant, filled with people engaging in various activities, some practicing yoga, others crafting, and a few gathered around a table playing cards. It reminded him of the community he had once cherished. With a hesitant smile, he approached the front desk and asked about the walking club. The coordinator, a cheerful woman named Linda, welcomed him with open arms. "We meet every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. You're just in time for our next walk," she exclaimed. Henry felt a wave of relief wash over him. As he joined the group for their first walk, he was surprised by how invigorated he felt. The camaraderie among the walkers was palpable. Stories were shared, laughter rang out, and for the first time in a long while, Henry felt a sense of belonging. The fresh air filled his lungs, and with every step, he felt a little lighter, as though the weight of isolation was slowly lifting off his shoulders. Over the next few weeks, Henry made it a point to participate in various activities at the community center. He joined the painting class Emma had suggested, although initially he was a bit intimidated by the thought of picking up a paintbrush. However, under the guidance of a charismatic instructor, he found himself immersed in colors, shapes, and the joy of self-expression. Painting became a new passion, a way to channel his emotions and memories onto the canvas. The friendships he formed within the community blossomed. Henry found himself surrounded by people who shared similar experiences and stories. They would reminisce about their youth, share wisdom, and even encourage one another to keep pushing the boundaries of their capabilities. One day, during a conversation over coffee, a fellow participant named Jerry asked, "What do you think is the most important thing we can do for our health as we grow older?" Henry pondered for a moment and then replied, "Staying active both physically and socially. It's about keeping our bodies moving and our minds engaged. I've learned that it's never too late to rediscover life." The group nodded in agreement, and as they shared their own journeys, Henry felt a sense of fulfillment. Each story was like a thread woven into the fabric of their shared experience, creating a rich tapestry of resilience and hope. As the months passed, Henry not only improved his physical health but also his mental well-being. The loneliness that had once enveloped him began to dissipate, replaced by a renewed sense of purpose. He embraced the idea of active aging, which the World Health Organization describes as the process of optimizing opportunities for health, participation, and security to enhance the quality of life as people age. One sunny Saturday, the community center organized a health fair. Henry volunteered to help set up booths and participate in activities. It was during this event that he had the opportunity to share his story with others who may have been struggling with isolation or inactivity. "Life doesn't stop just because we age," he told a small audience, "and it's up to us to keep moving forward." His words resonated deeply, and he was met with applause. In that moment, he realized that by sharing his journey, he was not only helping others, but also reinforcing his own growth. As he stood there, surrounded by friends and fellow community members, Henry's heart swelled with gratitude. He had reclaimed his life, transforming the chapters of loneliness into a narrative of resilience and connection. It was a reminder that while aging brings challenges, it also opens doors to new beginnings. The journey was not without its hurdles. There were days when Henry felt the pangs of nostalgia for his wife, and moments of doubt crept in. However, he learned to embrace those feelings, sharing them with his new friends, who offered support and understanding. They would remind him that it was okay to grieve, but it was also essential to celebrate the life he still had ahead of him. Henry's story serves as a powerful reminder to all of us, especially those over 70, about the importance of staying active and connected. The simple act of engaging with others, pursuing passions, and maintaining physical health can create a profound impact on our overall well-being. In a world that often overlooks the elderly, Henry's journey exemplifies how we can rewrite the narrative surrounding aging. It encourages us to seek out community, embrace new experiences, and cherish the relationships that enrich our lives. As we continue to explore the topic, remember that it's never too late to take that first step towards a healthier, more fulfilling life. The key takeaway is that if you're over 70 and find yourself feeling stagnant or disconnected, it may be time to take action. Whether it's joining a local group, picking up a hobby, or simply reaching out to friends, each step can lead to positive changes that enhance your quality of life. So let's take inspiration from Mr. Henry's story and recognize the importance of staying engaged, both physically and emotionally. After all, life is a journey, and every step counts. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. For Henry, the transformation he experienced was just the beginning of a new chapter in his life. As he continued to participate in the community center activities, he discovered an unexpected passion for teaching. He began to volunteer as a mentor for younger individuals who sought guidance in various areas of life. With his wealth of experience, he found joy in sharing his knowledge and stories, helping others navigate their own paths. One day, during a mentoring session, a young man named Alex approached him, feeling lost and unsure about his future. "I can't seem to find my way," Alex confessed, his voice tinged with frustration. Henry listened intently, recalling his own moments of uncertainty in life. "You know, Alex," he said gently, "life has a way of presenting challenges, but it's how we respond to those challenges that defines us. Their conversations often turned into deep discussions about ambitions, dreams, and the importance of resilience. Henry's ability to draw from his own life experiences inspired Alex to explore new opportunities and to embrace the uncertainty that comes with growing up. In return, Alex's youthful energy infused Henry's life with a renewed sense of purpose and unexpected gift that highlighted the beauty of intergenerational connections. As the seasons changed, so did Henry's outlook on life. He found himself becoming more involved in the community, organizing events that brought people together. One initiative he spearheaded was a monthly potluck dinner, where community members could share not only food, but also their stories. Each gathering was filled with laughter, warmth, and the aroma of diverse dishes, creating a sense of belonging that resonated deeply with everyone. During one of these potlucks, Henry met a woman named Margaret, a fellow attendee who had also experienced loss in her life. They bonded over their shared experiences, finding comfort in each other's company. Their conversations flowed effortlessly, with stories of joy intertwined with moments of sorrow. Henry appreciated Margaret's perspective, and he noticed how her laughter could light up a room, much like his late wife's had. As weeks turned into months, their friendship blossomed. They began to share outings together, visiting art galleries, attending concerts, and exploring new hiking trails. For the first time since his wife's passing, Henry felt the thrill of companionship again. Margaret inspired him to embrace life fully, reminding him that love and connection can take many forms. At the same time, Henry remained vigilant about his physical health. He continued with the walking club, challenging himself to take longer routes and even trying his hand at hiking once more. One Saturday, on a particularly beautiful day, the group decided to hike a local trail that led to a breathtaking view of the valley. As they reached the summit, Henry felt a rush of exhilaration. The expansive vista before him symbolized the limitless possibilities that lay ahead. "Look at this view," he exclaimed, his arms raised to the sky. The group joined in his celebration, cheering and taking in the beauty of nature. In that moment, Henry realized that the journey to reclaiming his vitality was not just about physical activity. It was also about appreciating the moments that made life extraordinary. As winter approached, Henry took it upon himself to organize a charity drive for the local food bank. He understood that while he had found his footing, there were many others who needed support. With the help of his newfound friends, they gathered food, clothing, and warm blankets to distribute to those in need. The sense of purpose that came from giving back filled Henry's heart with joy. On the day of the charity event, as volunteers worked side by side, Henry reflected on how far he had come. The isolation and sadness that once overshadowed his life had been replaced by a vibrant community and a renewed sense of self. He watched as the donations piled up, envisioning the smiles on the faces of those who would benefit from the generosity of so many. The event culminated in an inspiring speech from Henry, who stood before the crowd of volunteers and community members. "Today, we're not just giving away food and supplies. We're sharing hope," he proclaimed. "Every act of kindness ripples out into the world, and together we can make a difference." The applause that followed echoed his sentiments, reinforcing the bond that had formed among everyone present. As the year came to a close, Henry took time to reflect on his journey. He had transformed from a man grappling with loneliness to a beacon of hope for others. He realized that the key to thriving in his golden years lay in embracing change, fostering connections, and remaining active not just in body but in spirit. With the new year approaching, Henry decided to set new goals for himself. He wanted to continue his adventures, take on new challenges, and perhaps even travel to places he had always dreamed of visiting. The world was vast, and he felt a renewed desire to explore it, much like he had done in his youth. One evening, as he sat with Margaret over a warm cup of tea, he shared his aspirations for the coming year. "I think I want to take a trip to the Grand Canyon," he said, his eyes sparkling at the thought. Margaret smiled warmly. "That sounds amazing, Henry. I'd love to join you." The idea of sharing such an adventure with someone special filled him with excitement. Their plans slowly took shape, and together they began to research trails, accommodations, and attractions. The anticipation of the trip added a new layer of joy to their friendship. As they exchanged stories of past travels and dreams for future journeys, Henry felt invigorated by the prospect of new experiences, proving that life could indeed be filled with wonder at any age. As the sun set on the horizon, casting a golden glow across the room, Henry felt grateful. He had learned that while aging brings its share of challenges, it also opens the door to new beginnings and renewed passions. Life was not a series of endings, but rather an ongoing adventure, with every chapter offering opportunities for growth and connection. This reflection brings us back to the heart of the matter. For those over 70, it is crucial to stay engaged, both physically and socially. The importance of movement, connection, and purpose cannot be overstated. Just as Henry discovered, each step taken can lead to a pathway filled with fulfillment and joy. As we continue to explore this topic, let us remember that the journey of life is not defined by age, but by the choices we make and the relationships we cultivate. It is never too late to embrace change, seek companionship, and embark on new adventures. So, whether you find yourself inspired by Henry's story or are seeking your own path, take that leap of faith. The world is waiting for you, and every moment counts. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that.